Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mike with Mike, the premier business radio program, coming to you from the golf course today. We're down here with our good friends at Poplar Springs. This is the Rotary for Petersburg. So, one of Mike with Mike, the best business radio program around. It is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 every day 5 to 7. The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3. This is business at a different level. So here, what I always talk about, we are a business show. So tell us who you are and what you do.
Hello, I'm Wanda Stewart. I'm the president and CEO of Communities in the Schools of Petersburg, and I'm also the president of the Rotary Lunch Club of Petersburg.
Okay, now the Rotary Lunch Club, that's what we're here for today. Got a bunch of great volunteers who are out there. Let's go to communities in schools first. Tell the people exactly what that is.
Communities in Schools, we are a nationally accredited wraparound service program where we work with our students and families and place site coordinators in the school for in-time services to alleviate all barriers that would make our students not be successful in the classroom.
And that's a whole bunch of areas.
It could cover a spectrum of needs. And whatever the need is, we have a site coordinator there to work with students and our families to make sure that we are offering those services, whether it's brokered or delivered, whether we bring someone in from the community and connect them. So we garner the support of our community to help with those services, to make sure that our students have what they need in order to be successful.
So I talked to a lot of people who are out there. They're coming back from the pandemic. How are the students doing out there now?
When you are in a community that is trauma-induced in several areas, when something such as the pandemic happened, you become exacerbated with the needs. And so our students are very resilient, and they're strong, and they're intelligent. But there are barriers and things that have been stressed because of the pandemic that now we have to find the services to fill that gap that the pandemic left, with things not being on the shelf or people not being able to have access to certain things because businesses were closed or they couldn't provide the need to the community with the demand. So we are here to fill that gap and to work with our community to bring those services and those needs, those basic needs, to our students and families to help them remove that anxiety that has been increased because of the pandemic.
So you're talking about everything in school, from nutrition, housing, any and everything that really takes a child's focus off of school.
Yes.
Because these days, schools are required. They're doing a lot more than the reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yes.
And so that's what the school does. You guys are playing a part in it to help fill in those gaps where students come to school lacking resources.
Yes. So we help fill the gap. It could be with school supplies, clothing, nutrition needs, basic housing to help with our homeless students, to help just fill the gap with having funding for field trips, to be able to participate in certain sporting events, job shadowing opportunities, company tours, career and tech education, working with college visits so our students can be exposed and move outside of their community. We have some students who have never been outside of Petersburg. We
Right.
want to make sure that they're able to explore and open up their world to all possibilities.
So you are a nonprofit. Nonprofits, I always say to people, changing the world ain't cheap, easy, or free.
No,
Helpers need help. What do you guys, what does your organization need when we talk?
funding is one of our most pertinent.
Because you would give me an understand. Okay, so school our listeners like you did with me before,
Okay.
with the grant funding, because that restricts how you can help
Yes.
people.
We are heavily grant funded as 501c3 because we are new. We have been in business for 7 years in Petersburg, and so coming into 3 years under a program with CIS of Virginia, which is our state office,
Okay.
and then standalone affiliate for the last 4.5 years. And we are heavily funded by grant funds. And when you're funded by grant funds, sometimes it's restricted. and those restricted funds are on programming. Unrestricted funds allow us to place that funding where the most need is for the organization to move forward and make the highest impact. And so we have to have fundraising events or fundraising campaigns in order to raise those unrestricted funds.
So if it's a field trip, that child's able to go where they would not have been able to go a lot because of the monies that may cost.
Yes. And we may have some restricted grant funding, and we have program funding, and that program is for a particular program, such as if we have a mentor program,
Okay.
and we're working in partnership with Virginia State University or Gifford College, and or Richard Bland College, and if we have those fundings restricted for that program, if someone needed extra additional funding to take a field trip or to participate in a field trip going to college visits, we couldn't use those funds to pay for that trip.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
So you've always been in the nonprofit world?
I've been in the nonprofit world for 16 years.
Okay. What was the draw to it?
When I was volunteering at my children's school, and I was a classroom mom, and I began volunteering at the school and working with communities and schools there. That's where I first came in contact.
The impact that it had.
I saw the impact, and I also saw the needs of our children as they were coming into the classroom. Being a classroom mom, you had to work as a liaison between parents and teachers to help adjust and service the students' needs. And that's where I saw the need, and I knew that there had to be something that we could do to make an impact. And so I sought out what programs were in place to help our students and families.
Let's talk about when people sometimes think of Petersburg. Petersburg gets a bad rep. Sometimes a lot of great things happening down here. Let's talk about some of those things, because what we do here is a program. We had the mayor on before, we had Fire Chief Watkins on. We're talking about all the cool things happening down here. And one of the reasons we're down here, we're going to switch the other hat in a minute, which is the Rotary. So talk about some of the cool things that are happening down here, whether it's a school district or what you do, and then we'll touch on the Rotary.
One of the great things, Petersburg is a gem.
Yes.
It is a gem, rich in history, and the people are beautiful. We are beautiful people. We are loyal, and we're strong, and we have pride in our community. One of the great things that we're doing here is with partnerships. As we partnership, we're a standalone affiliate, and we partner with Petersburg City Public Schools to have a site coordinator, a staff member in the schools, in each school, every day. We also partner with Virginia State University to bring in programs like the Project Knowledge Program. That Project Knowledge Program is where we have juniors and seniors from Virginia State University come and mentor and teach our students who are juniors and seniors at Petersburg High School the tools that they need to become mentors. And then the following year, they mentor the freshmen coming in and our rising sophomores. So it's a peer-to-peer mentor program, and it really helps our students open up their eyes, understanding, comprehension, and not only that, we have students who come and ask, can they be part of this program?
That's when you know what time it is.
Yes.
That's when students are kids, people start asking about programs. That says there's a buzz and a magic there.
Yes. Yes, so that opportunity and that exposure, our students are going on to Virginia State University campus, and they're doing conferences, and they're working with the campus to be exposed to college life. And
Hard by getting them there.
yes,
But that's the draw. When you get there, they got you.
yes, definitely. And so, and we have parents who call in and talk about these programs. We also have programs where we just have incentives where we work with our staff. The staff at our schools, because everyone loves when that relationship is built. And we're a relationship.
You guys in the relationship business.
Yes, we're in a relationship business. And so we may have things that are as simple as having something to say it's a Tootsie Roll Friday. So in every teacher's mailbox, you'll have a little package of Tootsie Rolls that says, thank you for all you do from communities and schools because you rock and roll.
And you know what happens when they open that up?
Yes.
They smile.
Yeah, they do. They
Because
smile.
it's a little something that they may not get that any other time. Alrighty, let's switch over to this thing called the Rotary. Alrighty, how long you been involved with the Rotary?
I've been involved with Rotary for 8 years now. I started out in High Point, North Carolina with the High Point Rotary Lunch Club. I started there in 2014. And then I moved back home because I am Petersburg born and raised, and decided to come back home in 2009, and I've been here ever since with the Petersburg Lunch Club.
All right, so the Petersburg, shout out to my man Lamar. He got me down here for the Breakfast Club. Alrighty, so the Breakfast Rotary, let's shout out the Lunch Rotary. The reason that we're here today.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
We are here today with our Rotary Golf Tournament. It's our annual golf tournament where we partner with our Breakfast Club and we raise funds so that we can support our community. And with these funds, we support our scholarship recipients. We support different organizations or community-based service groups who send in applications to support a program that they're having, or to support an event that they're having that benefits our community or our students and families.
There you go. And what time do you guys meet, and which day of the week?
We meet on Thursdays at noon. Noon begins lunch, and then 12:30 begins our program. Our program runs for approximately 1 hour, and then you are able to go home. So we look forward to everyone joining you, and we look forward to seeing you there on Thursday.
You know, you got a better shot. I came down in the morning for the breakfast one, all the way from Henrico. It seemed like I come across country. But that's okay. I will come back. Talk to the listeners about what the Rotary means to a community.
Rotary to our community is one of those, it's a staple. It's a staple within the community that is there for support. So we are there to partner and support our community in any way that is needed. And that need is filled by meeting the community need that may not be met by other organizations or the government, because we have the freedom to choose to help without having so many restrictions. And with that unrestricted funding, you're able to help.
Here we go back to the front, because it does come down to the money.
Yes, it helps meet the need, because certain policies, certain procedures exclude people from being able to take advantage of programs that are offered to help and assist.
Gotcha.
And Rotary fills that gap.
There you go. It is the Lunch Rotary for Petersburg. And one last time, how can people find it out there?
You can find our Rotary Club on our website. We've got Rotary Club of Petersburg, and our lunch club we are located at the Petersburg Country Club in Petersburg, Virginia. You can also find communities and schools. We're located at our Petersburg City Public Schools Administration Office at 255 East South Boulevard, Petersburg, Virginia.
There you go. On the mic with Mike, I'd like to thank you for joining the program. We are the best business radio program around. Make sure you take a listen to our sponsors and advertisers, because it helps us stay on the air. The microphone ain't free, plus my grandkids need stuff. So make sure you check us out, and we thank you for your time.